What's up? What's up? What's up? This your boy Q the Content Guy, and I am back for a brand new review. I did not review the first 5 episodes, my bad, y'all. But we are here to review the Real Housewives of Potomac. The girls are in my area, the DMV. So this should be really, really good. And I have a little bit more insight because I know a lot of these places and where they located and where a couple of the girls live at. Well, used to live at, still live at, child. Where they used to live at. How about that? Well. All right, let me get my notes. This is a good episode. This is a very, very good episode, and I have a lot to say once I pull up my notes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And it does all that stuff YouTube likes, the algorithm, all that kind of stuff. Let people know who I am. Let people know about my channel. Let's get into it. All right. So the episode opens up 1 hour later with Ashley. She's pulling up to Candiace's house. I was trying to figure out where the hell Ashley was going because I felt like she was just going around in circles. But anyway, we pull up to Candiace's house. She's telling Candiace that she's upset. They were going to release a joint statement. Candiace says she's, in a funk because of this group. She's upset. She's really upset with Gizzard. But yeah, so she's upset with that. She said Chris doesn't want to be around the ladies, because of Giselle's accusations. Child, we find out Ashley was down to the bar, honey, with a hockey player, honey. One thing that Ashley gonna do is find a man with some money. Say what y'all want, honey. If Michael Derby got a coin, Ashley's going to find a man with some money. I ain't mad at you, sis. Somehow they bring up Karen and Ray, and I don't know why, but I could see why that would have it. Why Karen had an issue with Candiace because it was so random. But they were talking about how Karen used to go out of town with another man and all that kind of stuff. So it was good to see them together. Candiace hasn't gotten on my nerves yet. It's been 5 weeks and Candiace ain't got on my nerves yet. So I have high hopes for her this season. So they started off nice. They started off very nice. Over at Mia's house, child. Mia got the kids in the background running, acting, yelling and screaming. She barely can get any words out. Her and Gordon are talking about the reopening of one of their clinics, and they're talking about, how things have been with her health. They ruled out cancer, but she still has to get, some lumps removed and a couple other stuff. I don't really have nothing to really say about Mia's health. I just hope that she's okay, and if she's lying, then that's on her. But who knows? We don't know because we're not her. What else happens? They talk about she wants to invite the girls to go on the Miami trip, so that's coming up soon. And she says, she needs to go down there. She needs to relax. She needs to have some fun. And what happens when they go down there in Miami? She says it's a girls' weekend. So what's the rules? Well, come to find out, child, this is the most interesting part of the whole damn story. Scene with her. So Gordon goes on down to Miami. Mia down there with Jacqueline in Miami about, what she say, 10 years ago, I think. And Gordon was happily married to his ex-wife. So he say, child, next thing they know, honey, her and Gordon down in the beach getting it in. Fucking on the beach. So, oh, that's how you got him. And now he's with Mia. So they say the way you get him is the way you lose. Over with Gizzard and her daughters, they're at the nail salon, talking about the Sweet 16 party they're going to have and all that kind of stuff. So it's always good to see her with her daughters because her daughters always be reading her. So it's always good to see Gizzard with her daughters. Child, up next is Roberto. That's how I feel about Roberto. Roberto down at the lawyer's office, child, wasting the lawyer's money, wasting the lawyer's time. The lawyer was out there having lunch. She was having a good time. She had an easy day, and then here come Roberto down there fucking up the shit. wasting this lady time. But the lady said, well, let me, at least the least I could do is get my business on TV. Because clearly I'm gonna need some clients. Because messing around with Roberto, I ain't gonna get no money out of this case. But here go my agency, y'all. Let me get some time and some screen time. So Roberto down there at the law office talking about a prenup. Yeah, y'all heard me. Prenup. Roberto talking about getting a prenup. Okay. For a wedding, that's not gonna happen. She said she wants to keep her money separate because they was married and divorced 7 years ago, and she spent all Juan's money, and the prenup they had back then didn't matter because Roberto had spent all of Juan's money, all that NBA money Juan had. Roberto had spent it. Um, and now that Roberto has her hat line down there at the 7-Eleven, all y'all local 7-Elevens can go find Roberto's hat. And reasonably shady podcast with her and her good girlfriend. She wants to keep her money to herself because she's now the breadwinner. She's the strong one in the group. She's now bringing home all of the money, which is what a man is supposed to provide for his family. So I'm glad you're doing that, Roberto. Also, Roberto brings up infidelity, which I thought was kind of weird because you're sleeping with Gizzard and Juan is sleeping with Michael. So why are we talking about infidelity? Okay. Like I said, she done it wasting the lawyer's time. Karen and Ashley and Wendy, child, they out there in the cold picking flowers. I guess they needed a little scene to do because it was cold. Ashley was like, "Child, give me a blanket." The wind was blowing. Ashley talking about Michael getting a procedure, and she don't care because she got the 2 kids and she don't need nothing else from him. Wendy talks about not being invited to the family event by Roberto, and she's going to send out a group message about the burn session so all the girls can come up and everybody can air out their grievances in a safe space. Well, we're about to find out how it went. So the ladies arrive to the winery. Giselle brings up that it's a lot of memes on the internet about Ashley and Michael. Ashley says she thanks everybody for the support, but she knows she's not too happy about it, and she's just not happy about it right now, which is understandable. She's going through a divorce. No matter how we feel about their relationship, a divorce is a divorce. So Mia says, what is this burn session? Wendy gives out these rules, child. You gotta send the paper around, write down your problem, what you have with somebody, then you say it to the person, then they'll burn it. Or if you have something positive to say, say it. But the whole point of the goal is for everyone to take ownership. So Wendy's in the hot seat first. Ashley, Candiace, and Karen give positive things to Wendy, how they all have, a couple of them started off in a rocky foot, but they're all in good spaces now. Mia says that Wendy comes off as very dismissive. Giselle and Roberto both agree that Wendy is like oil and water, and Roberto is good on Wendy. Giselle says, which I do agree with this one part. Well, let me get to what Giselle said, then I'll take the part I agree with. Giselle said, you went on this whole hate train for all of last year on me. And then when you saw me, you wanted to give a phony hug and stuff like this. So the part that I agree with her on is the hug part. Girl, you dragged me last year and now you want to hug me. I thought that was fake. Giselle, she went on the hate train because you talked about her marriage and you made that your story. So, which is what you do. So now you're focusing on Candiace's marriage. Why don't you focus on Robin's marriage? So they start to, get into it and they say, well, they bring up why Robin and Wendy have a problem, and Robin was pretty much like, Don't tell anybody you try to fight me. They do a flashback, which I don't know why this scene was cut, but they do a flashback of Mia, Jacqueline, Wendy, and Ashley, like they was at a party or something. And Wendy is talking about how Roberto was very aggressive, got up and had to be held back. And Robin was like, you can't get on TV and say those kind of things. It's very damaging. And I thought to myself, damaging. Did y'all not get up? Did you a couple seasons ago not go after Monique? Did you last year not go after Wendy and say some very damaging things about them? But because somebody said you was trying to fight, it was damaging. You the same one that had an umbrella to somebody's neck. You the same one that rode up to somebody's restaurant like you was going to do something. But she's saying that you had to be held back because you were trying to fight her. Was damaging. Okay, sir. So let me see. What did I say? Not damaging, dangerous, damaging, child, whatever. Wendy says maybe you don't know because you were drunk, and you had to be held back. Of course, Giselle was like, she wasn't drunk. So then Rob calls Sharice, child. I'm like, you need to get this bitch in the scene. And says that you have to hold me back. Sharice was like, no. They do a flashback, and as you can see on the screen, Sharice is holding back this guy from attacking a woman. Sharice had to hold back this guy from attacking a woman. You are a man, sir. Why are you attacking this black woman? Sit down. You are not being a gentleman. Sit down and act like you got some home training, sir. Is this how you raising your kids? Is this how you raising those two twins of yours? Acting like that, act like you don't have no sense. Sir, sit down. If I was Wendy, I'd have been scared too. The big broad shoulders coming towards me. And then I don't know why Sharice lied, but child, whatever. She doing it because Roberto was her way back into the shelter. And Giselle and Robin are yelling and saying lies, lies, lies. And Wendy was like, why are you yelling? You need to control your emotions. And Roberto was like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. And they looking at him like, sir, what is going on? Giselle used to it, so she just sat there. She gets up and walks away and goes to the van. Karen was like, child, this whole thing is a mess, and all the yelling's coming from your side of the table. But we see you, sis. We see each other. Roberto get in the van and let me take these heels off, put these Uggs on. You couldn't wait to go back to being basic. So Ashley brings up her friend at the spring bling party, whatever it was called, and says that Chris is being kind of flirty with her, and her and Candiace start to get into it. And Candiace makes really, really good points. Candiace is like, you could have called me, you could have texted me, you could have sent me an email, you could have sent me a Yahoo message, you could have hit my page page of beat 911. You could have did all those things, but you waited until you got in front of these ladies to bring up the thing. And when I had my issue, I brought it to you in private, which you really didn't bring it to her in private because Gizzard was with you, but I got what you was saying, girl. Catch your drift. Ashley says, I know you're going to see, you bring up that Michael is a predator and things like that. And Candiace like, well, it's documented. And Ashley was like, but it's not. Ashley, girl, we know. We know what you're doing, sis. We know what you're doing, sis. You're trying to, hold on to make yourself look good. Because you're trying to get that coin, so continue to stick up for Michael, girl. We get it. She says, Ashley says Chris' behavior may be a little out of order. She said without him, she says, he was staring at Mia. Mia was like, yeah, he was staring at me, which he wasn't staring at you, Mia. But she said it wasn't sexually. Candiace ain't pay her no mind. And then Candiace says, this is coming from a vindictive. Oh, Ashley says it doesn't feel good, does it? Candiace goes, boom. This is coming from a vindictive place. You're nasty, evil. Ashley says you don't want to turn a blind eye or whatever she says. Candiace says something that you already done. I said, oh. They're back fighting again. So we'll see how long this lasts. Ashley says, I address my husband issues. Do you do the same? And then, like I said, they're getting into it. You're yelling, Candiace love to call somebody a bitch in the hotel and say somebody got a big forehead, like her forehead is little. But they get back into it. They go forth and forth and back and side to side, up and down, around. And then Ashley says, honey, Chris ain't, honey, he been popping in a lot of DMs. A lot of DMs being nasty. Then the episode goes off. I will say that I think that Ashley should have pulled Candiace to the side and say, look, sis, my homegirl said Jermaine was being kind of flirty. But the problem also is, though, because Chris is being attacked, I don't know if Candiace is going to receive it. But I also don't see Candiace confronting him if it's true. So we are seeing the cracks in their marriage. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But that was the episode. And that was that. A very, very good episode. Can't wait to see what happens next week. Anyway, everybody, thank you. Like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to check out Weekend Sessions. I think I'll do a live for Married to Medicine since it's the final tomorrow. We'll see. And that's it. Peace.